topic of the week. When I was doing my presentation with Channel Marker on Friday, we were talking about how when we're approaching potential board members about joining the board of directors, often we give fundraising kind of the short shrift, right? Because we are afraid that they're going to say they don't want to do it. And somebody also brought up the good point of sometimes there are people that say, well, I'll join your board, but I don't want to donate to the organization, which like makes my head want to explode, but that's totally fine. But it's okay. Like, that's what I want to talk about today. If you are approaching a board member and they don't want to fundraise for your organization and they don't want to give to your organization, you need to know that ahead of time, right? Don't brush this topic under the rug. Make it a prominent part of the conversation. It's okay if they don't want to join your board or you don't want them to join your board after the conversation. You don't have to have them on your board. Sometimes we think, well, this is a prominent member of the community. This is somebody, it would, look good for us that they're on our board. But what good does it do you if they're listed on your website and they're not going to be an ambassador for the organization and they're not going to go out and try and help you raise money for the organization and they're not going to go into their pocket and donate to the organization, which can have very detrimental effects on you getting grant funding, on, that could reflect poorly when you're going out to fundraise in the community, because why in the world would somebody want to support your organization when your leadership isn't even supporting that organization, right? So my message today is if someone doesn't want to fundraise for you and they don't want to donate to you, then just ask them to be a volunteer. They don't have to be a board member. Not everybody is a fit for your board, and it's much better to have a smaller number of very involved and motivated people who understand what their job is and are willing to go out and do the work that needs to be done than it is to have a bunch of people who their names sound cool associated with your organization, but they actually cause you more work and stress because you can't get them to do anything. So that was a very quick topic of the week, but I wanted to bring it up because it was pretty timely. It came up last week, and I thought a lot of people need to hear this. It is okay for somebody to not want to be on your board of directors. In fact, it's a blessing. So always bring up fundraising and always bring up the fact that they have to donate to your organization, and you will find out very quickly who are the right people for your organization. And that is our topic of the week. Again, if you have something that you want to share, a celebration or a question, just hit me up at Wednesday at bewhatsgood.com. And of course, you can find me anytime, and you can find the show, of course, every week at bewhatsgood.com. You can also watch it on Facebook and YouTube. The handle is at bewhatsgood. And you can find me on LinkedIn by my name, Jamie Dingler, or at What's Good LLC. Thank you all so much. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I'm terrible at self-promotion. Check out my book if you get a chance. The Itty Bitty Book of Nonprofit Fundraising is available on Amazon. It's a great board gift if you're having these conversations like I'm having with small and growing nonprofits about board fundraising. This might be a good book for you to give them. It's about 43 pages, and it's just the basics of what they need to know about their role, and then a bunch of actionable ideas of how they can participate in fundraising for your organization from the lens of relational fundraising. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me again this week. I can't believe we're already at week 6. Time flies when you're talking about what's good. Please join us again next Wednesday for another What's Good Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone.